Good morning, world. Today really is the 8th. Yesterday was the 7th, and I lied to you. But there's another really cool little golf course there. We're in Destin at the moment. And I just think these places have the neatest little miniature golf courses. When I was a kid, we would go to Branson, Missouri pretty much every year for vacation. And one of my favorite things there is also their golf courses, their little mini golf. They get so detailed with them. It's so much better than anything we have at home. Home, you could take a lesson from vacation spots. And Alvin's Island, I just want to say one of the best pairs of flip-flops I've ever bought, I bought from there. Unfortunately, I couldn't find them when I went in there this year. But they have tons of cute clothes in Alvin's Island. So if you're ever down here on the coast, pop into Alvin's Island and go play around the putt-putt. I didn't know we were on Easter Island. So this is Navarre Beach. It's literally like a strip of road here, maybe two strips. Cute little beach houses. And on the other end, back behind us, is a turtle conservancy. One of these days, I'm gonna go there and save sea turtles. During the right season. Every time I'm here, it's not the right season. But Navarre Beach is absolutely a beautiful beach. We are currently headed down towards Fort Pickens, which is a National Historic Seashore. And do you see that house over there? Dana and I have decided those are hurricane-proof houses. We've seen a couple of them, and we really think that that's a design that would be great to sustain a hurricane. The wind couldn't catch the house, and I'm pretty sure they're made out of concrete too. Obviously, we have some storms building today, which means we probably will not spend much time on the actual beach today, which is sad because we're headed inland from here. Got to get back to work and make that money so we can take more adventures. Gulf Islands National Seashore. That's where we're headed to get our stamp for our passport book.
If there is one.
There is. I Googled it.
Did you?
I did. That's why we're going to the Fort Pickens place. We have actually been in this area a couple of times, but we've never gotten our stamp. Alright, so this is what you're going to see for a while. I'll tune back in when we get closer. Still cruising along here through the National Seashore. It is absolutely beautiful to not see any buildings or restaurants. It is so pretty out here. So natural. Look at the dunes. Some of these dunes are really, really big. Just absolutely beautiful. If you guys ever get a chance to drive through here, do it. There are places where you can park and go down and enjoy the beach too. And there was a place back there that had some pavilions that you could go into and enjoy it. You see over here how big those things are. Great big dunes. Oh, we got some water. Let's see. There you go, guys. Isn't that pretty? Right, we are starting to come into the Pensacola Beach area. From there, we'll continue through to the other side where we'll go to Fort Pickens. If you get a chance to drive this road, it's slow, but it's absolutely beautiful. Look at all the palms.
To one of our favorite restaurants.
Dana and I were just talking. This was one of our first introductions to beaches here in Florida. We are in Pensacola Beach. And this right here, this Flounder's Chowder House, right there, super, super yummy. That was one of the first places we ever ate when we came to Florida. They had delicious drinks, delicious key lime pie, and for real, their flounder was amazing. They also, when we came here the first time, we're having a pub crawl. And they were the last stop on the pub crawl, so it was super, super busy. This is a fun beach.
We made the mistake of coming during spring break.
Yeah, we had no idea. We didn't even think about it. We were headed to St. Augustine and we stopped here first. It was our first ever Florida vacation. But the beach here, guys, is incredible. It's absolutely beautiful. They have shells, they have white sand, they have blue waters, green waters, and it is a fun beach. There are lots of little places where you can buy drinks right there on the beach.
Sorry, we need water.
Ah, she found water. So Dana found a Twice the Ice, which is one of our favorite places to get water, especially when Walmart fails me miserably as they did this morning. So
It's usually cheaper than Walmart too.
it is cheaper than Walmart. So that little shack right there is usually 25 cents a gallon for water. Let's hope they have a filler. I don't know if they do. I don't see one. We may not be getting water. Looks like it is just for ice.
Yeah,
Well, that's a huge bummer.
that is a bummer.
So most of the time, these Twice the Ices and things like this have a place for water as well, just so you guys know.
At the lights, turn right onto Fort Pickens Road.
We almost went the wrong way, y'all. She's got us worked up going the right way now. Phew, that was close. All right, we are back into the National Seashore area on the other side of Pensacola Beach. And right down here is Fort Pickens, which is where we are headed. I believe we are coming into the fort. Fort Pickens, 1834. All right, so this is the largest of 4 forts that the U.S. government built to protect Pensacola Bay and the Navy Yard. It was successful, not against a foreign invasion, but against the Confederacy during the Civil War. Kind of creepy walking around in here. There's no lights. So this is a fort built within a fort. The original fort was inadequate after a while. So they reinforced with this fort. This fort was built in just 5 years off the backs of slaves brought from Pensacola and I believe Mississippi. They looked for masonry people, and unfortunately the wages that should have been paid to the slaves were paid to their owners instead. Without them, they could have never completed this job in just 5 years. So on the night of June 20th, 1899, a fire broke out near the gunpowder magazine. A bucket brigade fought the flames, but it grew in intensity and forced the soldiers away from the cistern. And at 5:20 a.m., it ignited 8,000 pounds of gunpowder. It demolished the bastion and showered debris across Pensacola Bay. It killed one man and injured another who had sought shelter behind a woodpile. That is a mine storeroom that was added in 1900 and a mine loading building added in 1907. They had put underground mines like this underwater, and they ran detonators here that they could set them off with. So how did they get fresh water? Well, each year, 50 to 60 inches of rainwater collects beneath this barrier island. Because of the difference in the densities, the fresh water floats on top, creating a pocket of fresh water known as a freshwater lens. That is how they got their water, and to this day, you can get water out of those 3 spigots there. It also says that if we would just simply use reusable water bottles, we could save 240 plastic bottles per person per year. So go out and get your reusable water bottles. So there's a ferry you can take on better days than today. It's a hop-on, hop-off ferry, and it goes to downtown Pensacola, Fort Pickens, and Pensacola Beach. They also have sunset cruises and Blue Angels cruises for when they are doing shows and practicing. And let me tell you, if you have never had the Blue Angels fly over you, it is an experience. We met these 2 guys and their cat in the parking lot, and they actually had this rig shipped over from overseas and are driving around the United States exploring. What a cool experience. People out there fishing. And birds there waiting for them to catch them. There's a lighthouse over there. Let's see if I can zoom in so you can see. Lots of vans out and about. We've seen several vans on this trip. So this was built in 1898 for 2 4.72-inch Armstrong rifles and was converted into a range-finding station for Battery Payne in 1922 and used throughout World War II. crews performed a carefully choreographed ballet every time that they loaded and fired an artillery piece. One slip up could cause death or injury. So, they had to practice aiming at a target, opening the breech, loading and ramming the projectile into the barrel, inserting the primer charge, and firing all within 30 seconds. After doing it over and over and over again, they were allowed to take a break where they could go crabbing or fishing. Alright, you guys see that mound of dirt over there? Hidden beneath that was Battery 234. This is where soldiers would figure out solutions to pressing problems. Back behind us, there was a tower. The people in that tower would get compasses of where the oncoming ship was, radio it to these guys in here. They would use a triangular plotting system to decide where to shoot the artillery. This all happened very quickly. And there you have it. That's where it would shoot from. Shoot and duck. Battery Cooper's rifles popped up, disappeared, and reappeared like jacks in the box. This battery, built in 1906, had two 6-inch rifle guns. I lost where I was. Two 6-inch rifles mounted on disappearing carriages. When the gun was fired, the recoil automatically lowered the gun behind the concrete wall, which protected crews while they reloaded. Let's see. Counterweights returned them to the firing position, and during World War I, these guns were removed for possible use as railway guns in France. The gun you see here today came from the Smithsonian. There's a good picture of what they look like. And there's the gun. All right. So, Battery Worth is what this is called, and its huge guns were deafening. Crews were told to stay loose and keep their mouths opened, and there was cotton available, but most soldiers did not use it and developed artilleryman's ear. Gun pits on the left and right housed 8 12-inch mortars that could lob 700-pound projectiles in high arches to penetrate decks of ships 7 to 9 miles away. Half of this armament was scrapped after World War I, but 4 mortars remained until 1942, when this battery became the Army-Navy Arbor Defense Command Post for the Pensacola area during World War II. Well, guys, we're leaving the coast, and it looks like it's just in time. We got some pretty nasty storms ahead of us. So I think we're going to go to the closest Buc-ee's and call it for the day before all the storms get really bad and heavy on us. So wish us luck. No hail, that's the goal. No hail, no tornadoes. No hail, no tornadoes. Keep that vibe for us. Bye-bye, Florida. We will miss you. Whoop, whoop. Well, we made it. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you down the road on our next big adventure.